Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Bobby Hams here with some of the movie news that caught my attention from this week. I know I did an episode of this earlier on Sunday or Monday of this week, but there were a couple other headlines that jumped out to me towards the middle of the week and into yesterday. One of them being that Jason Reitman's Ghostbusters got his first poster and synopsis. It's going to be called Ghostbusters Afterlife. And when I read that, I thought immediately of Resident Evil Afterlife. So it might be good, it might be bad, I don't know. I know I liked Resident Evil Afterlife. It was cheesy as hell, and that's the one with them being in the prison, with Alice and the rest being in the prison, and that's where they met Wentworth Miller from Prison Break, and he was in the prison and he helped them get out of that prison in Resident Evil too. So yeah, he breaks out of prison on Fox and he breaks out of prison in a movie, so I guess he's kind of typecasted for a little bit there. But anyway, Ghostbusters Afterlife is going to be the actual sequel to Ghostbusters 2, 30 something years after that movie came out. So it's another one of those, like Blade Runner. I don't know if it's going to be any good. I didn't care for Ghostbusters 2 when it came out. I remember it very, very vividly because of Vigo and the painting and Sigourney Weaver, of course. But as far as being as one of those movies that was a staple of my childhood, Ghostbusters 2 wasn't. Ghostbusters 1, which was a lot more dark and a little bit more scarier, kind of like the first Gremlins. I remember that a lot better than I do Ghostbusters 2. So why this sequel, this part 3 is being made, I don't know. It's just another one of those situations where someone out there is clamoring for it and just screaming their head off to have it made, probably Dan Aykroyd. But if it comes out and it's good, I'll probably still check it out, but I'm not really all that excited about it, it's another Ghostbusters movie in 2019 after you've seen things like The Conjuring and like Babadook. Like Ghostbusters kind of seems like it's really past its prime. But anyway, the original cast look like they're all going to be back for it, and it's going to also include Paul Rudd, who's on a bit of a renaissance of his own right now, and Carrie Coon from Fargo, I believe season 1 or season 2. So the cast is going to be fairly decent. Now the direction they're going to go in, I don't know. The synopsis doesn't really provide any kind of hints as to what direction they're going to try to go in. If they're going to try to go scary, like really, really scary, or just kind of keep it light as Ghostbusters 2 was. And the synopsis of it turns out to be that Carrie Coon is going to live out in the Midwest somewhere with her son, and they find out their legacy and their connection to the Ghostbusters. How the hell that's going to turn out, I have no clue. The other headline that caught my attention was, since Disney now owns Fox Studios and their movies, Disney is in the process of rebooting Planet of the Apes. Now, why they would do that, who knows? I don't know. It's all money. Let's be real. It's just for money. But Planet of the Apes ended in 2017 with War of the Planet of the Apes. Now, that was the third movie in a trilogy with Andy Serkis's fantastic motion capture, Caesar and the other gorillas and the other apes and everything. Great trilogy of movies, top-notch special effects, great story also behind it. So, and it's only been 2 years since that movie ended. Now, I don't know when this Disney reboot of Planet of the Apes is due to come out. It's just talk right now, but it looks like Disney is going to move ahead with it anyway. So there'll probably be an announcement here within the next, a year or so, when they start hiring, more people on the production, because right now only Wes Ball, he directed the Maze Runner movie. He's the only one I see currently signed on to direct. That might change, that might not, who knows. But he said it's supposed to be the next installment of the movies that were out, just 2 years ago. And now Caesar died in War for the Planet of the Apes. So this next installment thing would most likely take place after Caesar's death. It wouldn't be like a prequel or anything. And so I guess it would follow in the same vein as the original 1970s movie with Charlton Heston, because in that movie, Charlton Heston traveled into the future, and when he arrived, the planet had been under ape control for several hundred years. So maybe that's where this new Disney reboot's going to take it also. That was really about it that caught my attention as far as news is concerned. Most of the week really got me hyped up with some trailers that I saw on YouTube, the first of which being the trailer for The Boys Season 2. And watching the trailer, I couldn't help but get super excited about it because, as y'all know, I love The Boys season 1, and to see Homelander come down with blood all over his face, and then that song, of course, playing in the background, and there's no narration throughout the whole trailer, which is pretty cool. So when you see like all these guys are back, you know, and you got Amazon original, and my man's still in a coma there, and I love the transitions, and just the show looks like it's gonna be even more bloody and more violent, and it's killing time, and oh my god, it's just things get turned up to like 15 in like no time, and oh goodness gracious, it just. And I know that I think there was supposed to be the introduction of another character named Stormfront in this season, and he's supposed to be worse than Homelander is, which I don't know how it's possible because Homelander is a terrible, terrible individual. You know, they're the boys. Yeah, that's the T, Billy Butcher. That's the T. So I can't wait for that. I want to see also what happens with Homelander's kid, what role he plays, how he grows up. And the other trailer that I saw was the trailer for Mulan. And this is another one of those Disney remakes. I didn't see the actual cartoon Mulan, so I'm kind of going into this blind. And I know I've said before that I wasn't interested in Disney remakes of their original cartoons. However, once I saw that this guy, I forget his name, he was in there. These are all legit like Asian actors that are in here. And I saw that he was in there, and then Donnie Yen's in there from Ip Man. If you haven't seen those Ip Man movies, you got to see the Ip Man movies. And then this guy here, not him. Where did it come out? Wait for it. The one talking right now, Hoon Lee from Banshee. He was also there, yeah, Hoon Lee from Banshee. Great actor also. I saw him and Donnie Yen were in this trailer, and I was like, you know what? I gotta see this movie also. And of course, the orchestra that's playing right now, the music, it sounds like it's gonna be like a very good, well-made movie, not cartoonish in its delivery and its creation. It's like there's an actual good story there. Now, I don't know if it's copying Mulan frame for frame like Lion King did or like Aladdin did, so I've got nothing to judge it by. But it does sound like it's going to be pretty good. And I love the way it looks. I'm all about Asian cinema, and this looks like it's going to be pretty good. But I think that is the actual theme song to the cartoon Mulan. And this looks fantastic. It really does. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Turn into a falcon there. Yeah, Donnie Yen. For those who haven't seen the Ip Man movies, he was also the Blind Jedi Master in Rogue One.
Find out who you are. They will show you no mercy. I'm Mulan. I will bring honor to us all.
Will bring honor to us all. Looks like a pretty cool movie. And then the other trailer that I saw this week that really got me was Homeland. Now I know this series isn't as popular as like some of the Game of Thrones was, but Homeland is on its final season. Finally, it's going to come out, and season 8, and it's going to come out around February something. Now, what I was thinking when I saw this trailer was Carrie said that she's been gone for 7 months. If y'all saw the season 7 series finale, Carrie had been taken in by some Russians. Well, she was captured, really. She wasn't taken in like an adoption or a stray or anything like that. She was captured by some Russians. And this is saying that she lost 7 months of her life because she was released at the end of season 7. And she was, oh man, she was in bad shape. She was in bad shape at the end of season 7. So now with this trailer, you know, she's looking for some payback. But what I'm thinking is, has she been sort of programmed like Brody was in season 1? But instead of working for, I forget which country he was under the influence of, but instead of being under the influence of some mullah from the Middle East, maybe she's under the influence of a Russian agent. You know, she's got 7 months of her life that she can't account for. She's been missing. So, you know, yeah, have you ever conspired with a foreign intelligence officer? Yeah, and it's like, Yeah, that's nuts. 180 days of life you can't remember. So it's really, I like to see how that turns out. And I think it'd be a pretty good mirror to Brody if she turns out to be someone like a sleeper agent for the Russians going against the U.S. because he was doing the same thing, and she saved him from going through with it. So it's like, who would save her from going through with it? You know, that'd be pretty cool. Question everything. Yes, indeed. Hopefully they don't drop the ball like Game of Thrones did, because Homeland did a really good job and had an almost Oracle-like ability to predict the 2016 U.S. election interference. And with this trailer mentioning something about broken promises, they might be a direct reference to the U.S. pulling out of the Iran nuclear deal. So who knows? But the last trailer that I watched was, of course, Crisis on Infinite Earths, of course. And I'm trying to get this OBS setup working properly so I can do a reaction video for all of them. But that's all I'm going to have for now. Check you in the next video. Like and subscribe if you like to like and subscribe to things. And I'll see you next time. This is Bobby Ham signing out. Peace.